In this video, we'll be installing an iCarbons skin on the PlayStation 4. To start out with your installation, make sure that you've cleaned your device thoroughly. Now identify the front piece by looking for the logo cutout. Once you've established this, go ahead and turn the film completely upside down and peel it away from the release liner. Once you've done this, place the release liner back on the film, leaving about a ½ an inch in an L shape on two of the sides. Now flip the piece back over and register the kit with the PlayStation. As you can see, you have a nice even gap all the way around. Tack the film in place, and then we're going to lift the edge of the film up and remove the release liner out from underneath. Now go ahead and smooth out any air bubbles. The air channel technology will let the air bubbles just escape on their own. Smooth it down and repeat this same process throughout the rest of the installation. Peel the skin away from the release liner and then reattach it, leaving a small section exposed. Here you can see the logo cutout. We're going to use this as our initial registration point for this next piece. The film does stick a little better to the glossy section of the PlayStation, so take your time here, making sure to align it correctly. Once you're happy and you have a nice even level registration all the way around, tack the film in place just as before. Lift the film away and remove the release liner out from underneath. Now smooth out any air bubbles. At this point we have the top completed. We'll go ahead and flip over and do the same steps for the bottom. Peeling the main portion of the film away, adding the release liner back on, registering it, tacking it into place, pulling the release liner out from underneath, and then smoothing out any air bubbles. On to the next step, doing the same process as before. Now onto the sides, we'll be using a similar method. Identify the left or right side of the system, and then peel away and install this section. For the main portion, that is the matte finish, go ahead and just install it as a straight strip. Use light pressure to tack the film in place, and then go back and add a more firm pressure to seat it. For the top glossy section here, we are going to go ahead and use the release liner as a buffer because it does stick more aggressively to the glossy section. This will help in your registration. Once you have the film in place, tack it, remove the release liner out from underneath, and smooth it down. Repeat these same steps for the other side, but we do not need to use the release liner on this side as it is just the matte finish sections. Align the initial registration in the corner, tack the film in place, and then lay it down nice and straight. Again, light pressure, and then back again with more firm pressure. Now onto the front section here. We're going to want to use the logos as registration for our alignment, and then tack the remaining portion of the film in place. Take your time making sure you have a nice even gap around the logo before you tack it in place, repeating the same step on the other side. Once you're happy with this registration, tack, smooth out any air bubbles. A little trick you can do for the 4 is to install it on the corner of the release liner. This will help you line it up nice and precisely. Tack it with your thumb and pull the release liner out. Install the 2 remaining squares. At this point, your installation is complete. We thank you for choosing iCarbons.